Thanks. Now, one of the, coming back to this universe of auditors, one of the things that's, one of the auditing trends is the auditing of what's called natural capital. And natural capital is a really interesting concept. And in a sense, it's a reminder to us of work done by the Club of Rome back in the 70s, where they spoke about limits to growth. And their point is that we live in a planet with limited resources. We have a tendency to overconsume. And especially as the population grows, as economic prosperity increases, this consumption is going to run away, and we will end up dealing with very serious global problems of getting access to resources that are essential for economic activity and also for the life of beings on the planet. And when we talk about natural resources, we're talking about things such as soils, good quality soils, access to drinking water, sand for construction, etc. But we're also talking about natural habitats such as forests, which we often describe as the lungs of the world, and coral reefs. Coral reefs are where the food system in the ocean begins, and they've been devastated in recent years. And actually, you know, those who are interested in nature and read a certain literature are probably aware of this. But the point is that we're coming to a time where we need to deal with this as well. And so in the accounting that is being done nowadays, we not only have to account for energy, for example, using the proxy of CO2, we also have to measure our impact on natural capital. Now, big pressure is being put on large companies to act in this way. They're trying to pass this message on to their suppliers at the level of the farmers, etc., looking at things like the exploitation of forests. They're making big efforts to do this, but the point is that SMEs will have a role to play in this as well. Because the SMEs in particular, those that produce intermediate products in supply chains, they're going to have to play their part in giving visibility to these issues and allowing the larger companies to act upon them so that they can credibly claim at the end of the day that they're doing everything they can to manage limited natural resources. So what I'm suggesting is that there probably is a much bigger issue to address. Now, I'd like to come back for a minute to this EREC meeting that we had in September of last year. One of the speakers spoke very eloquently about the role of clusters. There are more than 2,500 clusters in Europe. And these clusters are often where new ideas get piloted and pioneered, including ideas related to the circular economy, resource efficiency, etc. Ideas which are essential to this transition to net zero, which we would like to achieve by 2050. And one of the points, though, that was made is that change is not happening quick enough, that we need to move ahead much more quickly than we're doing right now. And we need change that is not only systemic, but at scale. So I'm here today saying that we need to move beyond business as usual. The same message has been repeated by the International Energy Agency only a few days ago with the release of their report. Last year, a similar message was sent out by a very interesting lady who has won prizes for the management of her cluster in Spain, and to some extent has become a guru or one of the visionary leaders explaining and pushing ahead the boundaries of what clusters are trying to achieve across Europe. So I'm not the only one saying this. And one of the things that we want to do in this meeting this morning is to present the evidence that what we're doing until now is not good enough. We need to change the system. We need to move up to another level of performance. And also to show that it is possible. There are ways in which we can improve the system and do much better in the future.